I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
We will be perfect in every aspect of the game. You drop a pass, you run a mile. You miss a blocking assignment, you run a mile. You fumble the football, and I will break my foot off in your John Brown hind parts.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Screw them. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Yo, it is good to be back. Double A squad, what's happening?
You look good, brother.
Thanks, dude. Just got a haircut.
Been a minute.
Yeah,
Been a minute.
a haircut is this thing where you go and somebody shaves the hair that's on top of your head. They cut it.
For those who have it,
Yes, I'm explaining it to you because I'm not sure.
I give myself haircuts. There is, in fact, hair. If I wait about 3 to 4 months, there's something there that I can grab the old. I think the razor I use is Harry's.
Nice.
Great razor.
Yeah,
And we just get after it.
Harry's, not
Harry's.
a sponsor.
Hashtag.
What's going on? Where you been? What's happening? Some said you quit. Some said you were dead. Some said
I've been
he
around.
left the country.
I will debunk all rumors that I died because I did not. I will debunk that I left the country. I have not. I have pay stubs that can verify my verify my arrival and departure from work on occasion. No, I'm here. I apologize. So for the listeners, the greatest thing is I had every intention of obviously making this happen this week, getting over here, and we'll get her done. Ryan sends the text message with a picture of a headstone.
Well, it was
that says
it
the
was
armchair-
Wednesday night, mind you.
It was awesome.
It's getting late in the week, and it's one of those things where I just kind of lately, I'm just like, I'm going to leave this in his court. He's the one that decides the schedule when he's available, things like that.
And I totally had it. You know never to expect anything early from me.
Yeah.
That's not my thing.
Yeah.
That's not my MO.
Yeah. Usually it's like an hour before we're going to record. Yeah, I can't make it.
You freaking ready? That's how it goes. You ready?
Yeah,
Like
I
today,
guess so.
I'm coming in
Let me
hot.
clear my schedule.
I'm coming in hot. Be ready to push that freaking red button.
The star's on his way.
I've been around. Here I am. In all fairness, though, feel bad for not, being able to make it happen and get over here the last couple of weeks or whatever the hell it's been. However, it may be for one of those weeks, maybe a week and a half, it was probably best that I not sit behind a microphone because I was having one of those moments. Perhaps you've had them, perhaps you have not, but I was having one of those moments and it just seemed to be compounding in which I was really done with people in general. I was done with moods. I was done with attitudes.
I feel like you're always on the precipice of that. Like some people just live close to the edge. I feel like when it comes to you and people, like you live on the edge. Sometimes you take 2 steps back and you're good, and sometimes it's 3 steps forward and you're like, whoa.
And I'm here to tell you, I was not on the edge. I was directly in the freaking center of it. Right in the middle, and I'm like, I'm done with moods, I'm done with attitudes, I'm done with pouty crap, I'm done with adults acting like children, I'm done with people in general. Like, seriously, I felt probably more so like a social isolate than I ever have in my entire life. And I was just good to be home, not out in public, not around people, not engaging in any type of social atmosphere or environment whatsoever. I was tired of it. I'm having a day, and the day turns into another day, and it turns into another day, and then you got people making comments, and it's like, do you have nothing better to do with your life, or at least the next 3 minutes?
Typically, people don't.
They really don't.
Yeah.
They really don't.
Yeah.
So I'm nearly at a breaking point, right? I'm almost at a breaking point, and all of a sudden, here come comments about my clothes, or here come comments about the color of my beard, or here come whatever, and I'm like,
What about your face? Did anybody tell you had a punchable face this week?
No, I didn't have a punchable face. At least I didn't say that part.
Yeah.
But I had everything else, and I find myself taking the high road, because when you make a comment about my clothes, my face, my hair, the color of my hair, whatever it is,
Sure.
I don't ever look back and say, Jesus, you're looking awfully pudgy. I don't say that.
I don't know, man. I think cultures are changing. I was thinking about this earlier. It's funny that you even bring it up. I think we should bring back partial fat shaming.
Well, seriously, do people actually just think they get to say whatever the hell they want?
I don't know.
And just get away with it with no
if
consequence?
it goes one direction, it should come back the other.
Seriously, I will write your ass off.
Yeah.
If you catch me at the wrong time and you say the wrong damn thing,
Do you-
I'll
I
write
mean-
your ass off.
I mean, do you think it would be okay if somebody came up and was like, "You're looking a little gray today. Like you got some gray in your beard and some gray going on in here," and you went back, "Yeah, okay. Well, you're looking a little fatter than you did a couple days ago."
Okay, there you go. And that's
Yeah.
what I didn't do. That's exactly what I didn't do.
Yeah.
I felt like
Yeah.
I took the high road.
Looks like I use Just for Men about as often as you walk through the gym doors.
Yeah.
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 Is that okay? I mean, whatever. I don't know.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
sure there's some really sensitive people that are going to listen to this week and go, "Oh my God, have they completely fallen off the rails?" And it's like, I don't think so. I've been thinking about what you're talking about, and it's like, how come it's okay for certain people to say shit about somebody else, but it's like you can't just, volley that back over the net and be like, okay,
You throw a freaking throwing star at me, I'm going to pull it out of my chest, and I'm going to whip the son of a bitch right back at you.
It's like, well, Ryan, an eye for an eye. And in some ways you're right. But at the same time, like, I think there's a lot of things that people do on a daily basis that I look at, I bite my tongue, and I move on.
Yeah, I felt like I took the high road. I was not necessarily in the middle anymore. I was kind of working my way back out to the edge, where I was starting to feel a little bit better, and then all of a sudden, boom, boom, like rapid fire, three people, 3 comments, 3 unrelated things, and I'm just like,
And it's never from the
the
person.
cool thing is I can color this. You can't change your look, and it looks like shit, or whatever I want to say, whatever.
And it's never from the person that is just kind of like ribbing you to be fun. It's always from the last.
It's not
always
fun.
from the last person that you want to hear it from.
But here's the thing. Read the room.
Yeah.
You know nothing what's been going on with me whatsoever.
Yeah.
Normally, would I normally laugh at some of that stuff? Yeah, I might. I might just shrug it off and laugh about it. But you don't know the position that I was in.
Right.
You don't know where I was in my life at that given moment. And I didn't take it the way that you thought that your delivery was going to have me take it.
Sure.
And I'm like, but I took the high road. I'm like, I think I just gave a couple wows and holy shit. And
That makes me miss working next to you in the office.
I bet you do.
Because now I would just want to go back and like the next day after this conversation, I would just walk in your office and be like, "Your eyes are really close together. What happened?"
It's genetic. It's purely genetic. Another thing I can't help.
Yeah.
Another thing.
Yeah.
Am I vitamin deficient? Am I getting gray earlier than some? Yeah, potentially. Maybe I'm vitamin deficient.
Vitamin deficient.
It could be a number of things. Am I just tired with freaking people? I'm tired of people.
Yeah.
I'm tired of people.
Yeah.
And at that given time, I was super freaking tired of people. I have a question for you. Are you my friend?
Why not?
I'm just wondering.
Why not?
Because I want you to answer yes or no.
Yes.
Cool. How come you haven't come watch a football game, bro? You haven't come to watch Hill City.
I have 2 extremely young kids.
Valid.
Am I supposed to leave them at home with my wife while I go up to Hill City and watch football games?
Oh, no, there's a concession stand. They would like it.
Yeah, but you guys don't play till later in the night. It's usually like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock by then, right?
6 o'clock.
Yeah, my kids go to bed at like 7:30.
Okay, valid argument.
Yeah. And I was out of town last week, and I'll be out of town this week.
Another valid argument.
The one time we were actually considering going when we got invited.
Oh, you don't need an invite. Just let
No.
me just...
No. I'm saying that a listener invited us to go out and watch you guys play. We actually were going to consider it, and then my youngest decided she was just going to blow things out of both ends.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're dealing with a lot of like teething blowouts right now, like to the point where it's like 3 outfits a day for the young one.
That's awesome.
And then my son, who is, when he's in a good mood, funnest person on the planet. When he's not, it's a total crapshoot at this point. So
Great kid till he's not.
yeah, and I'm sure you probably lived through that when your kids were younger, where it's like, I think it's just safest if we just don't leave the house. You know? Where
That's
you kinda,
my life. That's 2 weeks
so
of my
it's two
life
things.
currently.
It's two things. It's because of the little kid syndrome where I don't think about anything outside of what's going on in the house.
Yep.
And number two, it's not that I don't want it. Like I would think it would be pretty cool to go, but I've been working or I've been out of town, or it's just like,
Yeah.
it honestly just hasn't crossed my mind. So
Well, the regular season is officially done for us.
Yeah.
We're officially 7-1, right? Had a very remarkable regular season. Dropped a game 2 weeks ago that we had no business dropping, but we did.
Yeah.
Right? Down night, whatever the case is, we didn't bring our best. Coaching wise, we didn't have the kids ready to meet that level of energy that we got met with. We'll own that stuff.
yeah.
But now playoffs come. We got a watch party this Friday night. Find out who we play late Friday night. Playoffs start October 23rd. Open invitation.
Out of
If
town.
your kids suddenly grow, if your kids suddenly age,
I leave for North Carolina on the 20th, and I'll be back on the 27th.
that is horseshit.
It's factual.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't
non-negotiable.
adjust my schedule for stuff.
Yeah. I was actually going to tell you the night of.
No. Actually, tell me an hour before kickoff. That would fit better.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not going to make it.
Commit to it, even though I know I'm not going to be able to make it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd save you a seat and everything.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I would. I'd put down a little ass pad for you there and everything.
Hey, so you've had a little bit of a pity party here. Can I try to
Listen.
lift you up a little bit?
You can, but give me one more second. Bullshit, this is not a pity party. This is, people are freaking mean, dude.
Yeah.
People are mean. And there is this ever-growing trend where people just feel entitled to say whatever the hell they want to say. Now, that's great.
Which I think is fine, but you should. But I think I know where you're going with this. Where
It's
it's like,
fine, but if you're going to do that, and
prepared.
if I choose to do that,
be prepared.
then you have to take the consequence of me
Yeah.
retaliating
Yeah.
in some way, shape, or form.
Well, I do
which
think-
I can get freaking ugly, brother.
Yeah.
I can get.
I do think it speaks to a lot of the things that are happening where it's like, well, he was just expressing his freedom of speech. And it's like, well, that's okay.
Shut the hell up.
No, and that's okay. You can do that. But understand that it doesn't protect you from the outcomes of what you can say.
It doesn't protect you from me.
Doesn't protect you from Kelly.
No.
It doesn't protect you from your employer going, we didn't really like that, so here's termination papers. You can go ahead and find a different job now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Things
Go
like
ahead.
that.
Walk
So-
me out. Walk me out of here.
No, and I'm not relaying that towards you. I just think we've seen some things both locally and on the national stage where they've been keyboard warriors where they'll be like, freedom of speech, I'm going to say this, and their employer's like, good for you. Here's the pink slip. See you later.
Yeah, we don't endorse that.
I'm playing both sides of it right now where I'm like, yeah, I think you should be free to say whatever the heck you want to say.
But I don't.
you need to be prepared for the repercussions of what follows after you say it,
Correct.
whether it's in person or online.
Right. One, I know myself.
Yeah.
And when I'm in a mood,
Yeah.
and you catch me at the wrong time, filter's off, baby. Filter was left at home.
Yeah.
Right? It did not make the trip.
Yeah.
God only knows what's going to come out of this mouth.
Yeah.
Right? So I know myself, and it's like this is one of those moments where if I need to bite the tip of my tongue off to keep my mouth shut, I will bite the tip of my tongue off. Yeah. But it's like, man, people and they're just so free with their stuff, and don't come at me with I was just joking. Don't come at me like that. I might see it that way on a Tuesday, on a Friday. I might not see it that way. Right? It's just, I don't know.
I like the world where it's like, Kelly, you have a very punchable face. Oh, really? That's nice. By the way, can I take out ad space on your forehead?
And didn't I take that well? You have a very punchable face. I took that relatively well. Right?
You have a very punchable face. Don't be
me.
Don't be you.
Yeah. Be better.
Be better.
Care more.
Yeah.
And I went through a phase where all four of those were out the flipping window. I'm not going to be better. I don't want to care more. No.
Okay. So, a listener told me just the other day. So you've been gone a couple of weeks due to
A friend of
work,
the show.
so- yeah.
But they're not listeners anymore. They're a friend of the show. I heard that this morning.
Okay.
I really like
All
friend
right.
of the show.
Friend of the show.
Hell, I'm a friend of the show.
Yes.
I haven't been here in 2 weeks.
Friend of the show. So we had Anthony fill in, and then there was a week that we just didn't even do anything. But they came to me and they said, and thank you, Anthony, for filling in. That was big time. So we'll have to have you back on. I kind of want to do something a little
Wait a
bit
minute.
larger at some point.
Did that come out?
Yeah.
I didn't get a notice. When did that come out?
That would have been 2 weeks ago. because
no
we
kidding.
didn't do an episode last week, but he sat in the week before that.
Oh, good for thanks,
Yeah.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we sat in for that one. But the listener was like, "Hey, great episode, but I miss Kelly's energy. He's just loud and he's got this energy about him,
didn't
and
happen.
like things like that."
That didn't happen. You're just trying to lift me up because
I am not.
I'm back on the edge.
No, honest to God conversation. So, and I said, yeah, typically, people come on and they do their little guest experience, and it's their first time, right? Nobody's going to be great their first time. You go back and listen to this shit that we put out the very first time we did this. It's completely different. I said, plus he's just Kelly. Like, he's just got a way about him, right? Like, he's loud and he does, and that's what they said. They were like, he's loud and he's got this energy and this, and so yeah. So next time you feel like you're not bringing it, know that there is a presence that can't be filled just by sitting in the chair.
I come in here spitting nails today, so boy, lived up to every bit of that. Thanks, listener.
Yeah.
Thanks, friend of the show.
Yeah. So I just thought you should know
Not a
that.
freaking pity party either. I'm going to hang on to that one.
Awesome.
That wasn't a pity party. Yeah. See, you're fire and dagger. That passive aggressive bullshit that you use. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm going to throw shit. I'm not beyond whipping this mic. I'm not.
Guess what? The cord wouldn't reach because I got it wrapped around. So.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be around your damn neck if you keep it up.
That's a threat.
You heard it here.
Yeah.
No black Suburbans.
All right.
Anyway. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it is. We got
back.
got a good show for you guys today. We're going to kind of keep it short and simple just due to some other obligations that are going on. But this is going to be pretty much just a football-centric show, I would say. There's some other stuff going on. You got playoff baseball, but it hasn't really been too exciting. The Dodgers are doing their Dodger thing, and all of a sudden the Brewers don't know how to hit. So
Go Mariners.
yeah, that's kind of one of those things. And then the big dumper,
Go Mariners.
Seattle out there.
Go
I will tell you
Mariners.
the one non-football thing that I wanted to discuss for like 2 seconds. I watched the Utah Mammoth play last night. They ended up winning. They beat the Calgary Flames.
Tusky.
Yep. Tusky. Did you see him?
Tusky. Did.
Not great.
Doesn't matter.
Not great.
It's Tusky.
I thought he was going to be a little bit more aggressive looking, but he just kind of looks like a very fluffy, huggable elephant.
It's today's world, Ryan. You can't scare the kids. Tusky's going to be signing autographs.
Tell that to Grimace, or what's the Philadelphia thing?
Well, it's Philadelphia. Would you expect anything
I know.
different? It's
Gritty.
Philly.
Gritty. The thing that looks like it eats nightmares?
I don't. Yeah. It's Philly.
Yeah.
Man.
Tusky. Good old Tusky. I will say this, though. We've already seen them, but watching them play live in their new duds and their new jerseys, those things look fire, man. They look real good.
Yeah.
They did a good job with it. So
They're an expansion team. Cut Tusky some slack,
yeah,
man.
maybe he'll grow on me.
He's
He's
learning.
definitely not bad as the Colorado Rockies mascot. Digger.
I'm sorry?
Digger.
Digger. Got it.
Yeah. Digger?
Very important. Very important that we're talking.
Regardless, it looks like a knockoff of a Barney character, and it's bad. It's a purple dinosaur. It's not good.
Yeah, didn't it come out of an egg recently? and freaked
that
the
or it had a
shit out of
child
bunch-
or something.
Yeah, it came out of an egg or some shit and scared the hell out of
Yeah, they haven't done much right over there. I mean, they did fire their GM, so I'm moving in the right direction.
Hey, so
right?
did Penn State. Kind of.
Which we'll get to.
I know we will. I'm looking forward to it. I got a lot to say on that.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll start off slow. So we'll talk about a few different things. Like I said, not mostly, all football. So the first thing that I kind of want to touch on is
Hey, can I say one more thing about baseball?
Absolutely.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So nice to see Vladimir stepping up.
What a name.
It doesn't matter.
If you had another son, would you name him Vladimir?
Vladimir reminds me of the guy on Hotel Transylvania.
Oh yeah, dude, it's so funny.
Is his name Vlad?
Vladimir. I don't know.
No, I know. Well, who's the Hotel Transylvania? Is it Vlad?
Are you talking about Dracula?
Yeah.
Yeah, his name's Dracula.
No, bullshit. It's got like Vlad
It's Dracula.
or something. No, not true.
Yeah.
Not true.
Maybe it's his dad,
We're going to look it up.
because there's a third one where the dad comes in.
Fact
That's
check
like
me in the comments.
Grandpa? No, it's Dracula.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's
Vladkilla.
I'm just, hey, man.
I do not go blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Which, that's exactly how I started
Yeah.
the show. In any event,
Vladimir. You have another son tomorrow. You naming him Vladimir?
I am not.
No.
I am not. There can only be one.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that he showed up for the postseason.
I play for Hill City. I will break you. I'm Vladimir Venaklausen.
Yawesome, yaw.
Vivi.
Yawesome, yaw.
If he dies, he dies.
Ivan, beat. Vladimir, beat.
Ivan Drago. Where would you rank Ivan Drago in the pantheon of like Where does he rank on your Rocky villains? Is he like 2?
Second.
2?
Yep.
Clubber Lang?
Clubber.
Yeah.
Yep.
Over Apollo. Apollo kind of he became more of a friend.
He turned nice. He turned trainer. He turned good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he really did.
He good guy.
Yeah. Anyway, that was
He not bad guy.
he good.
He was bad guy.
He good.
Now good guy.
Yeah. Listen,
We got to focus. We only got so much time here.
just because you are a bad guy does not mean you are a bad guy.
No, Ryan, he good guy.
He crushed man's head between legs like sparrow's egg. Between thighs like sparrow's egg. That's what it is.
Crush. Good guy.
Yeah. Anyway, this is leading into a conversation, believe it or not, about whether or not is Bijan Robinson currently, as it stands right now, through 6 weeks of football, is he the best player in football?
He's a dude. He is a dude. And I'm going to go with versatility and whatever. And I was thinking about that after you posted that to me and sent that. I was thinking about that. And
Was it something you had thought about
yes,
prior?
it was simply because I actually, again, falling on the sword, I have not watched a lot of NFL football. For whatever reason, I have not watched a lot of NFL football. Collegiately, more so, not as much NFL. But I got to sit down and I got to watch, and it was actually an invitation from my wife. She's like, "Is there a game on tonight?" And I'm like, "There absolutely isn't. It should be pretty good." It's the Bills and the Falcons.
It's the Bills and the Falcons, which is one of those games where you're like, I don't know if I've ever watched the Bills and the Falcons play one another.
Correct.
I think they've played like 12 times in the last 20 years.
I don't think I've watched Atlanta play a game since they were like the damn Dirty Birds.
Sure.
And whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we watched the game, and I watched a majority of it, and I was super impressed with Bijan. I knew the name,
Yeah.
right? And you hear the stats and you hear all the stuff, but watching him, the versatility, he's a dude. Like, I just have to go with that. He is a dude, leading in all these categories, doing all this stuff, receiving wise, rushing wise, whatever. I mean, you could see they'd pan it to him, and he'd go off the field because he's like, "I got to catch my breath. You guys are throwing me. I'm touching the ball
Right.
on every second or third play." He's a dude.
Yeah.
He's an absolute dude. And I think you could make an argument that the way that he's playing and how he is utilized, I think he is one of the best players in the NFL right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if it wasn't such a quarterback-centric award for MVP, I think you could definitely make the case that he is an MVP candidate.
This, I think, should fall under the criteria when we're talking about things like this. If you moved Bijan to any other, I don't care which one, move them to any other NFL team. I understand that offensive lines are different. I understand that schemes are different. I understand that. But would he still be a dude in some way, shape, or form on another team? I'm going to say with him, yes.
I believe twofold, yes, and the Falcons are significantly worse.
Likely.
Yeah.
But if you move him over to
Now,
Packers.
obviously they still have Drake London. Obviously, they still have Michael Penix, who's playing pretty well, in a defense that seems to kind of be stepping up for the most part. But I do think the Falcons are definitely not. I don't think they beat the Bills in the way they did on Monday night.
Would he be a dude on the Packers, the Chiefs, the Raiders, any team that you want to throw out there? Help throw the Panthers, throw the Bucks, throw whatever.
Yeah.
Throw them all out there. Would he still be the Bucks are the best team in the NFL right now?
Throw him on the Panthers. Rico Dowdle is averaging 200 total yards in the last 2 weeks per game.
I know.
So what would Bijan Robinson do in that offense?
That's what I'm saying. He would be a dude on all 32 teams. Yeah. That, I think, needs to be a criteria when we're talking about, is he one of arguably the best players in the NFL? And I'm going to go with absolutely.
I think so, too. I think, he's only... So they've already had their bye week. So he's only in 6 weeks. He's only played 5 games, and I believe he's tops in rushing. He's up there with receiving. If you combine the two, he's already over 800 total yards for the season. 83 rushing attempts. I don't know how many receptions he's got. I didn't look that up, but he's averaging 5.8 yards per carry, which is pretty ridiculous.
He's freaking dangerous.
And then he's averaging 14 yards per catch.
Yeah.
Touchdowns. He's got 3 total. He's got 2 rushing, one receiving.
It's not about that.
Outside of that, though, I mean, he's dynamic. He's putting them in situations to succeed. I mean, his one long touchdown run, which I think was close to 80 yards on Monday night. I mean, he just broke to the outside, and it was a sprint to the finish. And you finally got to see just how fast he was too. And the balance he had, like he's running full speed on the sideline, keeping in bounds, his balance, the whole thing. I think it's very impressive. Yes. Very impressive. Second-year player.
And I bet he's a good guy.
I hope so.
The sources close to the situation tell me he is.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
I mean, my people in that social circle say, yeah, he's a hell of a guy.
It's good.
but he's a dude.
Yeah,
and he's
definitely
dangerously dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, if you were redrafting, if you were going to start a franchise with a running back, is there anybody that you would take over him right now?
Right now, no. No.
Is there a close second?
Not really.
Okay.
Not at the present time. No.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you look at it, he's only been in the league for 2 years and doesn't have a ton of mileage on him at this point. Super young. You could have him for a long period of time.
He's got an Alvin Kamara feel to him.
A little bit.
Like when Alvin was back and Alvin was playing top-notch football, and I mean, he himself was a dude.
Yeah.
And doing what he did. And I would argue at that time with the Saints that he had significantly better skill position players around him than Bijan does currently.
Yeah, I think.
But he was a dude.
Yeah,
like Tomlinson was a dude.
Like that 2019 Saints team, that should have gone to the Super Bowl had they not been absolutely boned on a no-call pass interference play, which we will get into more of that later as well. But
I'm ready for that too, UTEP.
When it comes to stuff like that, but so we know that seems like for a fact. I think if you were to ask most football heads out there, who's the best running back, or who do you think would be the best running back? Obviously last year you can kind of get caught in the moment where you're like, it was Saquon last year, but Saquon not having the same success this year that he had last year.
No, he's making business decisions this year because he got paid.
Yeah. So just some different things there, but I think most people would agree that Bijan is either at the top of the list or near it when it comes to skill position players.
If you're a realistic football fan, yes, they would be in agreement with this. If you're one of the homers that you have to look at the team that you follow and, I think my guy's better. Right? Because you've got the unrealistic group out there. And I was thinking of that today, yesterday, day before as well, about the whole, when you're talking the UTEP study and all the stuff, it obviously sparks this where two sides to everything. But yeah, if you're realistic and you can actually objectively look at all teams, all games, all players across the board, you have to look at Bijan Robinson and just be like, the guy is amazing.
I think it gets really hard for me. So for me as a Packer fan, and it does, you have that attachment towards your guy, right? Like you just kind of sometimes you give him a little bit more of an edge because he's your guy and you really like him. Like Josh Jacobs, I think is very dynamic. He's one of the reasons why the Packers even won on Sunday. 2 touchdowns, went off. He does everything that he's supposed to, right? He stays healthy, all those things. But if I was given the option, they're like, would you rather take Jacobs or Bijan? Man, I'd have to think long and hard about it, just because of that fact, right?
Well, use the criteria we just established.
Yeah.
Move Jacobs to another organization in the NFL. Yeah. Would he have the same production?
Well, I would say so far the answer is yes, because he led the league in rushing with the Raiders. Yeah. And then came over and he's still being successful. It's obviously in a better offensive system. But then play that game and go Bijan Robinson plus the offensive system that LaFleur puts together. Whoa. Right? So, I mean...
Boy, but that would
tempting.
That would make Jordan Love's life crazy easy.
Well, and I mean, Josh Jacobs already makes his life crazy easy too, right? So, I don't know. Or you think, if you put Bijan Robinson on the Niners and take CMC away, you got somebody there that's more, injury stable, but has similar...
Oh, you'd save gobs of money because you're not paying for flights to Germany.
Right.
You get hammies looked at
and
all that
that's
stuff.
True.
You'd
but,
save a ton of money.
But, maybe you wouldn't because then he would have the training staff that's in San Francisco and he just ended up getting hurt because that's what happens over there. Something in the water. I don't know. You have to explain that one to me. Why all these injuries keep happening over there. Every time I look at the depth chart, it's Purdy, it's Kittle, it's Parasol, it's Juwan Jennings, it's Nick Bosa, it's you name it. Somebody's been hurt over there.
We've got to find the link between San Francisco and Baltimore because the number of injuries that each of those teams has sustained already this year is mind-boggling.
Yeah. So what do we know, Kelly? What do we know? We're through 6 weeks of the NFL season. You said that you've kind of, you haven't really paid much attention, but you know enough.
No. I paid attention. I just haven't watched.
Yeah.
I paid attention.
This feels like one of those years yet again where we're 6 weeks into it, and we can even bring the NCAA into this as well because I don't feel like we know anything over there either. But when I look around the league, and you just mentioned it earlier, where you're like, are the Bucs the best team in the league?
Yes.
You can make the argument. I mean, they've had a couple of one-score games that they've eked out. They look really good.
And there will be a truck.
They're surviving injuries.
And there will be a truck backing into your driveway with gobs and gobs of flowers on it because those flowers go to you
for
Baker Mayfield because Baker right now is walking away with MVP.
That dude is a dog.
Walking away. Four games this season so far, right? Trailing late into the fourth quarter, brings it back on all 4 for wins for the Bucs. They are the best team in the NFL, and Baker is playing absurd amount of time.
Yeah, I would say there's only 5 or 6 teams in the entire league that would not take Baker Mayfield right now.
I think it
might be a bold statement, but I mean, he's just like.
I think the list is shorter than that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm very impressed by them. I mean, especially when you look at the fact that he's been without Mike Evans.
Yeah.
He's been
Godwin.
without Godwin.
Yes.
You know, Mbuka, the rookie, has stepped up. I mean, they don't even have McCullen, who stepped up. He had 8 touchdowns last year. He's been on the IR with a neck injury and may not even come back this year.
They find ways to win, man. They're
crazy.
good. That's characteristic of a good team.
Yeah, they got a good leader and a good coach, and it's just one of those. You know, I wasn't sure Todd Bowles was the guy when they gave him the job because you know he had a coaching job before that, and it was like, whatever. I was kind of hoping Brian Leftwich would have got that job.
But we both know where Bowles came from.
Yeah,
nobody's going to have success.
Yeah,
Andy Reid could go in there and not turn that franchise around.
Yeah. So really impressed. I mean, how do you look at the Baker Mayfield story and not just go, that's pretty damn cool?
Because you're a homer. Because you can't see beyond the tip of your nose with your own team.
I have family members who are Falcons fans that love Baker.
That's tough because that's interdivision too.
It is.
That's tough.
It is, but I think there is a general amount of respect for the things that have gone on, where he was basically, you know, the whole Cleveland thing didn't work out, and then all of a sudden he's on a random Thursday night game in L.A., and then he has this stint over with Carolina, and then he just happens to end up with the Bucs, and this is what it turns into. And like, dude,
well, what's your argument? If you don't like the Bucs and they're interdivision and whatever, and you don't like Baker and whatever, what's your argument? What's your argument to come back and say Baker's not playing very well? Baker's not a good quarterback. What's your damn argument?
I don't know.
He's given you nothing in 2 consecutive years.
The only argument I think is one that I think you've used with other players that you don't like is they just don't like his attitude. They don't like the way that he is on the field. Is the argument that they would have. I wouldn't want him on my team because of the trash talk that he does and all this other stuff.
But the truth is, he's been that since day one.
Yeah,
since day one.
So now I think it's funny when you play well. What does that attitude turn into? When you're bad, the attitude is, he's arrogant, he's cocky, it's all this other stuff. And
winning fixes everything.
And now he's winning and playing really well. And now it's like, look at the moxie on this guy. This dude's a dog, right? Like
winning fixes all problems.
Yeah, he's talking trash to Seahawks fans as he's getting ready to run out of the tunnel and like. But see, I've enjoyed that about Baker since he was in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Even before he got drafted, I was like, I kind of like him. He's got an edge to him. I like him. He just, to me, he was a better version and a better trash talker than Johnny Manziel. That's how it felt to me. Like I liked more things about him even coming out of Oklahoma. There was some stuff rough around the edges, and I think he got a little bit ahead of himself when he was in Cleveland. And I was a little shocked that the Browns ended up taking him number 1 overall. I thought he was definitely going to be maybe, somewhere down the line. But, I mean, it's been amazing to be able to sit back and kind of watch this thing develop into what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
And to see what if you had a time machine and you could go back to that day and talk to Browns fans and ask them, like, okay, you just drafted Baker Mayfield. What do you expect this to turn into? And they would give a response. And I would say, okay, now what if I told you that you let him walk and then you traded for Deshaun Watson? You gave Deshaun Watson $250 million guaranteed. And after that, Joe Flacco was your quarterback for a little bit. And now you're starting some guy named Dylan Gabriel. And Baker Mayfield is now 4 teams removed and in the hunt for an MVP.
And the leading MVP candidate. Yes.
I think most Browns fans would go, that sounds about right.
I think it's appropriate to record their reaction because I think that would be priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't make this stuff up, and then you're like, well,
we get used to this shit in Cleveland. This is just how it goes.
What if I also told you in 2025, you not only did you draft 1 quarterback, but you drafted 2, and some people think that you're still not starting the right one?
Correct.
Yeah. Did you see Shiloh Sanders dressed as Shadur outside the game?
Nope.
So funny, dude. So he dresses up as his brother. He's got the number 12 jersey on, Cleveland hat on, and he looks starkly, obviously they're brothers, but he's outside the game.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. But he's outside the game, and people are coming up to him thinking he's Shiloh, or thinking that he's Shadur. And he's just signing autographs and doing all this other stuff, and the fans are coming up and be like, I think you should be the starter, and blah, blah, blah. Like, they think he's just hanging out outside. Like, he's got nothing better to do than just to hang out outside the game and talk with these people.
Free autographs, folks.
So funny, man.
Line it up.
So funny. If you haven't seen it, you need to go look it up, because it is, like, he's just... He's just out there doing it, man.
Well, that clown from Nebraska, Raiola, he's doing the same thing. He's signing crap for Patrick Mahomes when he's out in public.
He's just cosplaying. So that stuff annoys the crap out of me. I don't know if we've talked about it before, but it is one of those things where it's like, it's obvious what you're doing. And then people ask him about it. And he's like, I've always had this style. It's always been me. Really? Because I'm pretty sure Patrick Mahomes is like 8 years older than you are.
Yeah.
And he's always looked like that.
Yeah. Just don't talk. Because that's a dead giveaway.
You have the same haircut. Mm-hmm. You have the same number.
You wear Oakleys.
You wear Oakleys.
Yep.
Your arm sleeves are all the same.
Chin spinach.
You have the chin spinach. You do the same pregame thing where you run up and scream and do that whole thing. And it's just like, there's too many similarities there for me not to be like, you're full of shit. You're full of it.
The kicker would be who's he got arm in arm with.
Well, I feel like we've talked about this before. I feel like I looked it up and it was like, what does his girlfriend look like?
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not the same. There's been a few differences with Mahomes' wife recently. So
two to be exact.
Two.
Yeah. Look at that. Recent searches. Dylan Raiola girlfriend. We've done this before for sure.
Yeah. See.
Yeah. Not the same.
That ain't the same.
Yeah. They probably haven't been together since they were 13 either, or whatever.
No, 21.
Whatever patting them. So anyway, that was a long tangent off to the side there. But I think what we know through 6 weeks in football is that we really know nothing.
Fun fact: if you were going to mistake me for a famous NFL player, could potentially be a coach, and I swear to God, if you say Brian Dable, I'm whipping shit at you. If you were to mistake me, I'm. Interesting. You said nothing about the weight, though. That's awesome. Yeah. And right back into the middle I go. Right. No. Anyway, if you're going to mistake me for somebody, who would you mistake me for? Think about it. We'll get to it next week.
I don't know. If you had hair, if you were rocking some hair, I think you'd be pretty close to like Bill Cowher or something like that with the goatee thing you got going on. If you had a head of hair, it could be Bill Cowher ish. I don't know, you look offended by that. I don't know why, but
Scott Van Pelt.
He's not a coach, but yeah. They used to do that thing where it's like we're in the world of Scott, and people would send stuff in, and it would be lookalikes.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
I get the old black rimmed Oakleys on. Could be a little SVP.
Could be for sure. Again,
a little thicker version.
Didn't fall in with your criteria though. You said player or coach.
I should have expanded it.
Yeah,
just
right now
any household name. Any household name.
Yeah, but no, I think through 6 weeks. All we know is that we know nothing, especially when you have games where Carolina beats the Falcons 30-something to 0. Then Carolina beats Dallas this weekend.
Yep.
But then the Falcons beat the Bills. But it's like, Carolina beats Dallas. Dallas ties with Green Bay. Green Bay beats the Lions. But they lose to the Browns, but the Lions beat the Browns, and it's like we just don't know anything. We know nothing, right?
Correct. And that's exactly the comment that my son made. Not that we don't know anything, but he's like, Dad, how the NFL is playing out now where you think you have a strong team, and all of a sudden you don't get to put the check mark next to the game they should win. This is a game they should win. This is a game that shouldn't be close. He actually appreciates that about the NFL, and I'm a little confused by it because
the parity is great, right? Like, so it's like, it's one of those things where you look at what happened with the Eagles the last 2 weeks. So they get beat by the Broncos, and then they get beat by the Giants.
Yeah,
right. But so the Giants beat Philly, which one of the biggest games they've won in a while.
Well, they're on a win streak.
Then they go across the pond, and they barely squeak one out against a Jets team that's just awful.
Yep.
Right, 13-11. I think I looked it up, and there was only like 3 games in the entire history of the NFL where it ended 13-11.
Best baseball game I've seen forever.
Still got to win, right? But it's like, how do you show up against this team, what's considered the best team in the league, beat them, and then play that game against that team?
Yeah.
Whoa. And then the Giants, they put in
some of that though. Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
Little Dart effect.
Yeah.
Right. Did you watch their game with the Eagles?
The Giants?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Dart went into the tent, everybody was freaking out, and then he came back in, and
freaking out.
And then your boy Scattaboo, who you just love.
No. When Russell Wilson had to come in, when Dart goes to the blue tent, Russell comes on, throws one in the dirt.
Yeah,
I thought they better get a security team around Russell Wilson immediately because I think even Dable was going to attack him.
Yeah.
I thought the headset cord was going around Russell's neck.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you can even see like the energy that's brought on where they didn't have a lot of confidence in Russ. They didn't really want him in there, and then all of a sudden this young gun comes in there. I wouldn't say Jackson Dart is playing great, but I think it's just it's a mindset thing, right? Like
yeah, but how Giants fans have turned on Russell Wilson is super amusing, because when they signed him, they're like, here we go. We've had issues at quarterback. We didn't like Danny Jones, and we didn't like this person and this person. Here comes Russell. Yeah. And a majority, at least from what you can see on social media, a majority of the Giants fans were like, finally, here we go. Quarterback is now answered. Holy shit. Did that change in 4 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just crazy. You look across the board in some of the matchups this week. So now you have the two teams that have beat Philadelphia in back-to-back weeks. You have the Giants and the Broncos playing this week. How's that game going to turn out? Everybody's making fun of the Steelers in Pittsburgh for Thursday Night Football, calling it the Icy Hot Bowl because it's it's Aaron Rodgers versus Joe Flacco. Who knows? I have no idea.
Yeah.
What could happen? Are the Steelers good? Maybe, but it's Thursday Night Football on a random, night in October.
And let's not overstate this. It is divisional.
Yes.
Throw the records out the window.
Yep.
Whoever's cliche that is, I'm just borrowing it.
Yeah.
But throw the records out.
All we know is that we know nothing. I think Tampa-Detroit's going to be a good one on Monday night. I can't believe they got that one. How do you feel about the two Monday night games?
Like having two of them, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. But generally, they've done a really good job, because one of them I have no interest in watching whatsoever.
Yeah.
And the other one I obviously take an
the
interest in.
The ESPN app, in my opinion, needs to do that thing that YouTube TV does, where it gives you the option
split
to have
screen
both of them up at the same time.
Yep.
If you're gonna have them both on your same networks, why can't you do that?
Does YouTube TV do that?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I utilize that quite a bit for college
It's great
games.
for college football.
Yeah.
I don't have it currently, but it's a good thing. So,
I stole it.
Yeah.
I'm borrowing.
Anyway, but Indianapolis 5-1. Who would have thought? I mean, it's just, you look across the board. It's like, what are we doing? I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what's going on.
Colts Chargers, great game.
Yeah. Anyway, moving along. Let's go ahead and talk about something that's in your circle. Something that happened recently to a team that you really, this is your bread and butter. This is your team.
Yep.
This is Penn State.
Yep.
There's been a lot of jokes on this show about Penn State. There's been a lot of jokes on this show about big games James Franklin.
Yep.
And he got the boot. He got fired. Not really, because they're still going to give him $49 million. But
not necessarily.
Well, anyway. So they lose back-to-back games where they were 20-point favorites, right? Something to that effect?
Yeah.
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 And they were preseason ranked number 2, something like that. A lot of high hopes for Penn State this year that they haven't lived up to. So my question to you, Kelly, diehard Penn State fan, lives and breathes it, all of that stuff. Right decision?
It is the right decision.
Okay.
People can fact check me all they want, especially people in the boy group, right? In the boy group. I have not been high on Penn State's quarterback the last 2 seasons. I don't think he is what the media and everybody else thinks that he is.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about that anymore.
Nope. I think he's probably a great kid, whatever the case is.
Is he done? Is he done for the year
He's
now?
done for the year.
Yeah.
Yep. As is pretty much the entire Penn State team. Yeah. So I was never really high on the quarterback, right? And obviously I was never really high on the manner in which James Franklin managed games. I didn't like clock management. I didn't like game management. I didn't like some of that stuff. They looked like they were underprepared, whatever. You can put his records out there, 4-21 against top 10 teams and all this other stuff.
Did you feel as though he was a little conservative when it came to that stuff, like he was playing to not lose?
I felt like there were situations where one could argue he really, like, the situation was too big and he didn't know what to do. Like, we're not playing UMass. We're not playing Kent State. We're not playing whatever.
Playing
we get
Oregon.
some of the correct. We get in some of these bigger games. In the Oregon game, or potentially the UCLA game, like, we got to go. We got to hurry up. We got to try to get down into field goal range, whatever. And we let like nearly 24 seconds run off the clock with 3 timeouts sitting there. It's like, this is the game management stuff that will kill you in these games. But I don't think we've necessarily been joking about it. I think his record speaks for himself, and I never thought he was going to survive after the UCLA game. When you go out there into California, you play an 0-4 team. Obviously, 0-4 equals winless, and you play a winless team that has had zero mustard. They've had nothing going on for them.
My head has the picture of all 6 UCLA fans storming the field after that game because there's like nobody there.
I texted the boy group and I'm like, "Hey, is anybody watching the Penn State game? Like, where are the fans? Like, nobody is there."
Yeah.
Which tells you one of two things: you've got the alleged number 7 team in the country coming into play. You'd think that would bring some fans out. But anyway, about Penn State, I didn't think James was going to survive after the UCLA loss, and then the Northwestern thing. That was It was just a matter of time.
the cherry.
Watching the headlines, this is going to be it. And it's not so much, again, it's not so much about the records. I actually read an article that I very fully bought into, that that was a reactionary decision made by the athletic director, or whoever the person is, but the athletic director. That was a reactionary thing about, we've got a lot of very pissed off people. There's a lot of bad energy circulating around this. We think that we can maybe halt it a little bit, and we will remove James Franklin from coaching. Do I necessarily agree with the timing of it? I don't think there's ever a good time or a bad time or wrong time, to get rid of somebody. But I think that the move was reactionary, and I think that now they're going to have their hands full, because I think they're kind of in a no-win situation with their next hire. You can a guy 6 or 7 weeks into a season. Any guy that you might be thinking about, hey, this might be the right guy to come over and take over our program, is currently coaching somewhere, right? There's not a lot of bodies and not a lot of names out there of guys who are currently unemployed that you think are going to be better than what James Franklin brought. I'll still say this, and it's not personal on James Franklin. He's a hell of a recruiter. He presents well, very well. I think he's a great advocate for your university because he presents so well. I think he's got that part figured out. The records and the losses and the game management and all the other stuff. Are you going to get better with your next hire? Because right now, Terry Smith steps in as an interim. He's been coaching for quite some time, but he doesn't have nearly the resume. If Penn State goes out, there's been talk about the current coach at Vanderbilt, the coach at Georgia Tech, and then obviously your Lincoln Rileys and your all this other stuff. Are you actually going to get somebody in that's going to do a better job in terms of managing the program than James Franklin? I don't know.
Is that what you want, though, as a fan? Do you want to just recycle a Matt Rule or a Lincoln Riley or something like that? Or would you prefer to bring in somebody that has something to prove?
Well, this can go two ways.
Because the Lincoln Rileys and the Matt Rules of the world, they just get you to... They only get you so far. They rebuild the program, but they can't get you over the top.
Well, don't make the same mistake you made with James Franklin, because he had this little, he did all these wonderful things down in Vanderbilt, down in the SEC. Well, that's great. That's wonderful, but now you might have put yourself in a situation where you're doing the same thing again. We're looking at a guy that's actually got a program that's on the up and up, and hey, look what he's done for this program. You talk about the Georgia Tech guy. Georgia Tech has not been, no offense, but they have not been relevant in college football for quite some time.
Yeah.
This guy's got something figured out. He had a good recruiting class, maybe 2 or 3, whatever. Maybe it's strength of schedule, whatever, but Georgia Tech is playing way above what Georgia Tech typically plays at. So now all of a sudden, and it goes with every sport, every organization, we get a hot topic, right? This guy's now the hot topic because of what he's doing at the present time. That's what you did with James Franklin. You took a hot Vanderbilt team, a coach from a hot Vanderbilt team, you move him up to Penn State. Then you come in with, well, he's a Pennsylvania guy, and he used to coach up in Delaware or Maryland or wherever he was, and da-da-da-da. And you start almost making excuses trying to justify your hire. If you do that again, me as a fan and countless other Penn State fans, if you do that again, you are making a huge mistake because the fan base is going to turn on you completely. I didn't watch the game with Northwestern, but I'm told that the student section in Beaver Stadium is like 40,000 kids, and that there were like 12,000 kids there. So they were forcing a hand. They were like, we're not going to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I look at it as a fan, and I'm looking at a lot of people thought that they were the number 2 team in the country. And all of a sudden, you're 3 losses in, and you are now without a coach, and you've got an interim coach. And the meat of your schedule with Ohio State, Indiana, you've got really good football teams yet to play. You might start number 2 and miss a freaking bowl game. And you don't have a coach.
Yeah.
You currently don't have a coach.
Or a quarterback or any of that.
Correct. And who are you going to bring in as your coach? I told people this already because I saw the name on there. I don't even want to say it aloud, but I will. I saw Urban Meyer's name floating around. And I will tell you and everyone via this podcast right now that if Urban Meyer ends up in Penn State, I will stack all of my Penn State stuff in a pile and I will light it on fire.
Here's why. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're looking for... I read an article that had Urban Meyer in it as well, but it was comparing it to the hiring of Urban Meyer when he went to Florida in 2007.
Yep.
They're hoping Penn State can have a similar impact, not with Urban Meyer, but finding that guy, the guy that came from Houston, right? You look at some of the smaller program and was like, all right, we're going to hire this guy and bring him in, which is, I think that's the smarter thing to do, because I don't believe expectations would be as high if you went out and got one of these bigger names that they're talking about, right? That like you said, that are going to be very slim to none to get them, number one, because the school's not going to give up their guy. And number two, you're in the middle of the season, so you wouldn't even be able to interview him until January.
Yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, because Marcus Freeman's name from Notre Dame has already been floated around there.
Not a chance.
That's not happening, right?
Not a chance.
I've even Brian Kelly, things like that, because things aren't going super great in LSU.
Pile up the stuff and light it on fire.
That would be the ultimate, comedic reaction to this for me.
No.
I think I would roll over and just laugh my ass off if that actually happened.
I will not join you. I might be a menace on this show suddenly.
So I don't think that's a realistic thing. The interesting thing is that you talk about Indiana and their coach and what he's done there.
Cignetti,
right?
His name's being rumored because he's from Pennsylvania and da-da-da. And I mean, what he's got rolling in Indiana right now.
Why would you stop that?
They're arguably in the
second best team in the league or in the nation.
They could be playing for a national championship. Do you think Cignetti's going to look at what he's built and all that time that he's put into Indiana to get them where they're at and go, oh, that Penn State job's available?
Yeah. Huh, they have helmets with nothing on them. I think I'll go play over there.
They don't have names on the back of the jerseys because they haven't won 6 games. Sorry.
Oh, dude. Yeah, it's a tough situation to be in. I think maybe, obviously reactionary with the 2 big losses that they had, and I think they were looking square in the barrel of a very revolting fan base that's like, dude, we can't lose two back-to-back games being 20-point favorites in addition to the other games that we've lost this year and not have somebody and there not be a repercussion for this, right?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, well, now what do? You're sitting in October, and you can't really make a coaching decision until February.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Very good.
It was an overreaction. I'm not saying the decision was wrong, but it was an overreaction because of all of the turmoil that was starting to surface from fans and media and everything like that. I did tell my wife after the loss to UCLA, I said, there is no way James Franklin survives this. Yeah. He will not survive this loss. And then, to come back the following week against a very underachieving Northwestern team and not even look competitive, and don't give me the you lost your starting quarterback shit, because that was late.
He didn't lose the starting quarterback. He lost the locker room. After everything that's happened over the last 3 weeks,
he did.
Yeah.
And I've seen one article that said that there was a single player from Penn State, and there might be more out there by now, who knows? But at that time, there was one where the guy's like, boy, that was a shocker. I didn't see that coming.
Was he like the emergency backup kicker that was only there on Fridays?
Well, I feel like he was probably a kid that came in as a walk-in, a walk-on, and suddenly, kind of played his way in where James Franklin said, hey, we're going to give you a scholarship now because, your freshman, sophomore, junior season, we didn't pay you a dime, but now we're going to – so it's probably this loyalty thing, But I saw one player say, "Well, that was shocking, boy. That's a heartbreaker right there." I didn't see a lot of other reactions like that, so I don't know. But you did in fact lose a large portion of your fan base. Yeah. With James Franklin continuing 12 seasons.
Wow, and you have to imagine
12 seasons you endured.
You have to imagine the AD Kraft. In the article I read, I don't know what his first name is, but Pat Kraft. So, he's got a lot riding on this, right? Like his job's in danger too. I imagine there was a lot of a lot of chatter coming from boosters and all sorts of NIL money that was coming in that was like, we can't continue to do this, blah blah blah. And I'm sure Pat was probably like, yeah, but we still owe him like $50 million. Right? And it's like, well, it doesn't matter. Heads are going to roll. You can't have this. This is not up to the standards of who Penn State is and what we want to represent and where we want to go. Listen, Pat, we were number 2 in the nation in a pre-ranked poll.
Right.
And now we've just lost back-to-back games where we were 20-point favorites.
Right.
And we've never been able to beat a top 10 team.
No, and they damn near suffered the death penalty after the Sandusky thing.
Yeah.
And were ineligible from competing in a bowl for 1 or 2 seasons. And that is the only 1 or 2 seasons that they have not been in a bowl since Joe Paterno started with that program years and years and decades ago.
Yeah.
And they're facing it now.
Yeah, there has to I would imagine there was a little bit of pressure from that area as well. So
significant.
Yeah. So you're right when you say it's reactionary, but I don't think it's the wrong thing either.
I don't think it's wrong. Yeah. It's very reactionary. Timing again. I said I don't. I'm not one to sit here and say the timing was bad, but now you've got all this turmoil.
Yeah.
You're midway through your season, beefier schedule coming. You know that you continue to amass losses, and I mean, a little bit unfair for Terry Smith and anybody else on the current Penn State staff that might be looking at, maybe wanting to step up, maybe wanting to interview for the job, right? So now they're left with a team, an entire university in turmoil, right? Say they drop the next 4. I mean, how's that for your resume?
Yeah,
if you're the interim coach and you're like, hey, I'd really like to take a shot at this head coaching job, and you drop 4 additional games, like they're walking around Beaver Stadium right now with pitchforks and torches and everything else. I mean, they are ready to take somebody's head.
Yeah.
If you're the guy that's wanting to step up and take the next role, what a horrible resume builder.
Yeah. I mean, it is. You look at James Franklin and you're like, what's, the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior.
Correct. I think I've heard that.
Yeah. If you can't even have a winning record against teams in the top 25 or whatever it is, like I think it's an abysmal record. I think that's why the joke is it's it's big game James type of thing.
Well, it's 4-21 in the top 10, and it's 1-18 against like top Big Ten opponents.
Yeah,
it's not good.
That's not good. So
and I know it's hard to win. I know it's hard to beat a top 10 team.
But if you can't beat the teams that you're favored by 20 plus points by,
exactly.
What are you supposed to do when you've been in situations, you had an opportunity to beat Oregon. There were plenty of things they could have done to take that game away, and they didn't do it.
Correct.
I mean, even in overtime. I mean, it's just
Correct.
And over the years you've watched it. So what are you supposed to do? I think he was given a fair enough shot to prove what he was and what he could do, and obviously, some of that blame kind of comes back on the players as well. They're the ones out there on the field, but again, like you were held to a standard, and you didn't meet the standard.
No.
And then you fell well below that throughout these last 2 weeks, playing teams that you should have blown out.
Yeah.
So I think it's fair.
You seem to perform better as a coach, James Franklin, during your grace period. Yeah. You're coming in from Vanderbilt. You're coming into a new program. All that
there's
good
no
stuff.
Pressure.
I mean, they went through the Bill O'Brien phase. They went through a couple other coaches in the meantime, just kind of an interim. But it was all a big grace period, right? Yeah. Like, we got to get back to relevance. You make your comments about we're not an elite program, we're a good program. You got by with that.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like, put up or shut up. And you've got the entire nation on all these voters saying you're the number 2 team in the country. And you shit the bed. You're not going to survive that.
Yeah.
Do you think that job's open? Like, you think there's an application process? Should I put in?
Yeah, I think so. Why not?
You want to come on and be my OC?
Ooh, your OC?
Yeah.
Can I just be like the guy that holds the water?
Good. I'm glad I just reminded myself of that. So this is also what was happening that I think also worked against James Franklin.
Yeah.
His record continued it was 1 and whatever, 2 and whatever, and it continued to get worse against ranked opponents. Who did you see keep getting removed and then removed, turnover? You kept watching all of these offensive coordinators get the axe, right? In the end, when James would take accountability for not having the kids prepared or not winning the big games or the games that they're supposed to, you kept watching all these turnovers. I mean, go ahead and Google it. Look at the number of offensive coordinators at Penn State under James Franklin's tenure. It was always the OC getting the boot, right? It was never really James taking a lot of heat. So what they did, they did the same thing with these offensive coordinators that they're doing right now with James Franklin is we've got to let somebody go to try to get people back on our side. And it was OC after OC after OC. And now I'm seeing Manny Diaz as a potential coach for Penn State. And I'm like, no, we went through that. We did that at defensive coordinator. He had his time in Miami. He wasn't overly successful in Miami with that. Don't make the same damn mistake. Anyway, yeah. I'm done with James.
All right. Well, we got a hard out, so we'll probably just wrap the show up there. We've got some other stuff that we can bring up. It's a study from UTEP about
we're getting into that next time.
Chiefs and stuff like that. So we'll get into that next time. I'm in North Carolina all next week, so we'll probably have to figure something out or whatever. But yeah, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff going on. But I think all we know is that we know nothing, which is just super great. So
and that's why we get to comment.
Yeah, and you guys knew that before you came here. Kelly and Ryan know nothing. So
not a damn thing.
Yeah, appreciate that. But yeah, if you want to be a part of the show, please go ahead and leave a comment on your podcast platform of choice. You can also hit us up at thearmchair30@gmail.com. If you want a shirt, TeePublic, links in the bio. Yeah, am I missing anything? Leave a 5-star review if you think we need it. Tell a friend. It's the only way we can really get any new listeners, things like that. So, again, just with work schedules and stuff like that, we apologize for kind of the haphazard way that these episodes are going out. But glad to get one out with Kelly today. It's good to see your face.
It's good to improve.
Even though your eyes are too close together, it's good to see you.
Genetic.
Yeah. But anyway, we appreciate you guys listening, as always, and we will catch you next time.
They know the game, but they're keeping it fun. Poking fun at the stats, they're second to none.